Um, Congratulations, Oklahoma State. They found a way to win. Um, well coached. We saw it last year against BYU. BYU had put a made a nice run on them half and in the third quarter, and then lost late. Um, Obviously, we're disappointed because we had the statistics were way in our favor. I thought our defense played 3 quarters of great football. Um, they wore out a little bit offensively. We made too many mistakes. Put the ball on the ground, threw a pick six, um, and uh, we went through a spell there in the third quarter that we were moving the football, but we couldn't. The snap was either low or we couldn't catch it. I had to watch on tape 2 to 3 times there. Really stopped drives, um, and we just had a chance to go up 11, and unfortunately weren't able to make the field goal. And but Oklahoma State, they came back and they beat us. We've got to take care of the ball. I like the intensity that we played with. Um, and it came down to we turned the ball over too many times and we got beat. And congratulations to them. Um, we've got a good football team. We've got to correct these mistakes moving forward.
Right, Trey.
Sam, what'd you tell your guys in there?
Probably just about what I just told you. We made too many mistakes. We played extremely hard. I was proud of our defense. That's a good offensive team. And for 3 quarters, we held them to 6 points defensively. And just same thing. Talked about the turnovers. Talked about it's one loss. It's not an SEC loss. It's the one that if we'll learn from it and then flush it and then come back. Well, I feel like we've got a really good football team. We can't win games turning the football over. I thought we did a good job on Ollie Gordon. I thought he was as good as what we thought he was going to be. Thought we did a nice job there. I thought for the most part we did a good job of covering, and I just talked to them about that. And I know they're disappointed, but once we get home, we got to bounce back from this one and head to the next one. It's early in the year. I think we proved that we've got a good team. We got to hang on to football, and we'll win a lot of games.
Great. And Coach, what was the halftime locker room like? It looked like you guys were dominating them, and then the third quarter just did not go your way at all.
Well, I think we still played well defensively, Trey. Offensively, it was we would have pressure on the quarterback. We didn't run the ball as well in the third quarter as what we had. They were putting a little bit more movement on us, a little bit more pressure on us to try to stop the run. And then, like I say, we had 3 or 4 snaps that were low. And then we, right when we thought we were going to come back, we had a muff punt, you know what I mean? But I was pleased with how our defense played for 3 quarters. At halftime, to answer your question, we knew that they were going to make a rally. We knew they were. We talked about they have done it in the past. They're at home. They're a veteran team. We're going to have to go beat them. And what happened is we shot ourselves in the foot a little bit and seemed like there for a while, maybe 20 minutes of the third and fourth quarter, we everything we did was not right. In other words, we was putting the ball on the ground, snaps, trick play, muff punt, missed field goal. Everything seemed like could go wrong, kind of went wrong there. And that span of time, I was really proud of the 2-minute drive at the end and Ramsey for kicking a field goal to get us into OT. It's the first OT game we've lost since I've been here. I felt like once we can get into OT, we would find a way to win, and we just didn't.
Tom, you had a 4th and 4 in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
In a tie game.
Mm-hmm.
I think the field goal distance would have been 40.
About 42.
Was that a gut feeling or?
Yeah, I just felt like at that point we just missed one from the same distance, and I felt like we needed a little bit of momentum, and I felt like we were going to make it on 4th and 5. We busted we busted a protection. And in all honesty, Tom, we were probably lucky to get the 4.5 that we got. Understanding that, they had 80 yards to go, and to me, risk reward. I have no second guessing that at all. I felt really good about what Bobby had called, our opportunity to convert that and maybe change a little bit of the momentum. And probably we just missed the one before from the same distance. It probably had a little bit to do with it, but I really thought we could either get the first down and score a touchdown, or I felt like we could hold them right there, and this didn't happen.
Rodney Hill was in on the last play.
Yeah.
Quinn cramping up again.
Yeah, just Quentin just was, we didn't know whether he could make it out there or back, or, was just had a lot of cramps, and they were everywhere. They were in his groin, they were in his hamstring. He's probably getting IVs now because he's probably going to go into full body cramp if we don't watch out. I'm sure they're taking care of him.
Sam, Armstrong obviously missed the
Yeah.
camp and missed the opener, but he had a huge game. Which thing is play coming off an injury?
Yeah, I thought it was really good. Had a lot of yards after he caught the football. Made some guys miss and ran extremely hard. Played hard, blocked well, but 10 catches for 164 yards. I thought he had a really good day, and of course, protection and the thrower has something to do with it as well. But he got open, and I was pleased to get him back out there.
Is that a positive you can take out of a tough loss that he and Talon seem to have a good chemistry?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think you can take a lot of positive things out of this game. You certainly can take a lot of negatives out of it as well. We got to clean up. Like I said, we got to hold on to football. And if we do that, this game would have been, in my opinion, quite a bit different. But we didn't. So we've got to figure that out. And we practice it every day, practicing it on Monday, on Tuesday, on Wednesday. We just didn't hold on to it.
So you mentioned the muff punt. What did you see on that play? I think I
Yeah.
Close call earlier in the two.
On the muff punt, exactly what happened was one of our guys got knocked into Satanda's, into his legs. And, I mean, it was legal, but about the time he was getting ready to catch it, some guy hit him in the legs, and he dropped it.
I think you mentioned on Monday when we asked about the kickers, you mentioned Shipley and Ramsey may have another opportunity. Does
Yeah.
Competition open up after today?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's always a competition, but I think so. I mean, I hate it. I hate it for him. I know we missed a couple, but he also made the one put us into overtime. And if we played a little bit better, maybe that wouldn't have come up, but their kicker missed as well, to put us in, I think, overtime too. So, but yeah, that competition's always up, certainly is now.
So defensively, the focus was, what was the main focus when defending Ollie Gordon on the run? Because you guys held him in check for.
Yeah,
just about the
we
entire
were trying to make him run east and west and not north and south. So a lot of our games and a lot of things we were doing was trying to kick him outside. We knew that if he ever got his shoulders turned on us, that he'd be, he broke 13 tackles last week, and he probably broke a bunch, today as well. But that was our game plan on him.
Jack?
Coach, just so I was wondering if you could touch on, y'all got out to such a quick start today. Is there something that you noticed that y'all might be able to duplicate from that regard?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the last.
Just if there's anything you noticed that's you're able to duplicate maybe moving forward in terms of just getting out quick.
From the first game to the first half, we had a sack that stopped the very first drive and got us out of field goal range as well. But no, not anything more than what Bobby's calling a really good game of mixing up of throwing and passing and waggles and getting outside, moving the pocket. When we lost our big back, JaQuinton, he's a good player for us when he's cramping and things. That hurts us a little bit. I thought Rodney did a really good job of coming in and running there. Made a really nice run to get us a first down there in the second overtime. But no, not anything different than what the way that we practice and our openers. Our openers have been good. So we'll continue to do that.
Nice.
Seems like they were pretty aggressive with the blitz sometimes. How tough was that for you guys?
Yeah, I thought, we obviously, they had a total. In other words, they're all zero and they're gonna bring more than you can block. We certainly prepared big time for that. We missed a couple. We had Satagna open on a post once that we missed in that same situation. But, the pressure got there a little bit faster than what we wanted it to. But we worked extremely hard, whether we were in 11 personnel, 12 personnel, or in 20 where we didn't have a tight end to use as a blocker. So we worked on several different situations we knew they were going to do it. And we just didn't execute quite as good as what we had anticipated that we were able to. We'd practice it. I felt like if they got into that, we could get them out of it pretty fast. And it was kind of the opposite. They got a sack on early and then continued to do that a little bit.
Daniel?
This first real test up front, just holistically, what do you think how the offensive line did?
Well, I thought we played well. I mean, we had 650 yards, so the line had to, against a good team. So the line had to play well. Did we play consistent? Did we have MAs, busts? Yes. And so we've got to correct those. I didn't notice a lot of holding calls and things like that. So that means that our feet are moving. We're in good position. I thought we played hard. We need to get Kudus back so we can rotate a little bit more and keep our guys fresh out there. But for the most part, I thought the line played pretty well. We've got to get better in pass protection on the edge. But I thought we played as a unit pretty good.
Go ahead, Bob.
I guess that's the second overtime, you sort of gets the stop and he got flagged and,
Yeah.
I don't know what the flag is on those things anymore.
Yeah, I
How
think-
tall is that?
I think anytime that you pick a guy up and you slam him to the turf, I think it's no different than you make a tackle and you stand up, or what they did the guns and all that. If you give opportunities for officiating to make a call, they can or they can't. And on that one, I said, hey, he was still trying to move forward. And the official said, no, coach, anytime they're going to pick him up and slam him to the ground, that's going to be a personal foul. And you know what? He's right. So.
And then Taylor, and I know, he had some mistakes here and there, but he had almost 500 yards rushing and passing. What do you think of his game?
He's a warrior, he works awful hard. It's unfortunate he got on the pick six, he got hit. He got hit and it wobbled out there, and the kid made a nice interception and returned it. But he's our guy, and obviously I'm sure he'd like to have some throws back. He'd like to have some decisions that he made back. But that's to have 500 yards against a good football team. I think we've got a good one there, and he'll continue to get better, and we got to get better around him.
Wrap us up, Tom.
You said in camp that the first test of adversity was going to be a real meaningful
Yeah, that's right.
moment for your team. What's your anticipation of what this team's going to do after?
I really like the team. I do. I think we're going to roll up our sleeves on Monday and learn from the mistakes that we made, learn from the good things that we did today. I think we'll roll up our sleeves and we'll be ready for that home opener against UAB, and I think the kids will be excited to play. I mean, you can't look at our team and say that, man, where do they go from here? They're not I'm not saying they're not very good or they don't have talent, or we got to learn how to finish games and hang on to football. And I think if we do that, we're going to have a really good year. So we got to flush it. We had to flush last week, got to flush it and head towards the next one. I think they will, to be honest with you.
Coach, appreciate you.
All right. Thank y'all. Appreciate it.
Yeah, you're gonna have Taylor and Campbell